Romania. From Kingdom to Revolution. The epic story of modern Romania. 1. The founding flame 1859 to 1877. In 1859, to ancient principalities Wallachia and Moldavia ignited the dream of a united nation. Though technically under Ottoman suzerainty, both chose the same man as their prince, Alexandru Ioan Cuza. It was a clever political maneuver and the foundation of modern Romania. Cuza's reforms were bold and modern, abolishing feudal dues, redistributing land to peasants, and laying the groundwork for secular education. But not everyone welcomed change. The conservative elite staged a coup in 1866, forcing him to abdicate. Enter Prince Carol I of Hohenzollern-Sigmaringen, a German noble. Under Carol, Romania moved toward independence. In 1877, seizing the chaos of the Russo-Turkish War, Romania declared full independence and joined Russia against the Ottoman Empire. After hard-fought battles like Plevna, victory came and, in 1878, Romania's independence was internationally recognized. The modern Romanian state was born. 2. Kingdom of Ambition 1881 to 1918. In 1881, Carol I became the first king of Romania. Railroads snaked through mountains, cities buzzed with commerce, and national pride swelled. But beyond the Carpathians, millions of ethnic Romanians remained under Austro-Hungarian or Russian control. When World War I erupted in 1914, Romania hesitated, caught between allegiances. In 1916, lured by promises of Transylvania, it joined the Allies. But disaster followed. Romanian forces suffered heavy defeats, and Bucharest fell to the Central Powers. Yet the war's end flipped the script. In 1918, empires crumbled and Romania capitalized. Bessarabia, Bukovina, and Transylvania all voted to unite with Romania. Greater Romania was no longer a dream. It was a reality. 3. Between glory and chaos, 1918 to 1939. The interwar period was both Romania's zenith and its undoing. With new borders and natural resources, Greater Romania emerged as a regional power. Yet democracy floundered. Frequent government collapses, political assassinations, and social unrest made for a volatile climate. A young democracy was fighting old ghosts. King Ferdinand's death in 1927 opened a new chapter. His grandson Michael became king as a child, with a regency in place. But in 1930, Ferdinand's flamboyant son, Carol II, returned from exile and claimed the throne. Carol II styled himself a modern monarch but soon veered into authoritarianism. He banned parties and introduced a royal dictatorship in 1938. Meanwhile, radical fascist movements like the Iron Guard grew in influence, spreading ultranationalism and anti-Semitism. Dark clouds loomed.
4. War and Betrayal, 1939 to 1945. In 1940, World War II reached Romania, not in bombs, but in borders. The Soviet Union annexed Bessarabia and northern Bukovina. Hungary took northern Transylvania. Bulgaria took southern Dobruja. Romania lost one-third of its territory without a shot. King Carol II abdicated in disgrace, leaving his teenage son, Michael, on the throne. But real power rested with General Ion Antonescu, who allied Romania with Nazi Germany. Romania's oil fields fueled the Axis, and Romanian troops fought on the Eastern Front. But the price was steep. Romania lost over 500,000 soldiers, many at Stalingrad. Domestically, Antonescu's regime oversaw brutal anti-Semitic policies and mass deportations. In August 1944, King Michael led a bold coup, arresting Antonescu and switching sides. The move hastened Nazi Germany's defeat, but ushered in Soviet occupation. 5. Chains of the Red Regime, 1945 to 1965. Liberation soon gave way to domination. Under the watchful eye of the USSR, Romania descended into totalitarianism. In 1947, King Michael was forced to abdicate. The monarchy ended, and the People's Republic of Romania was born. Communist leader Gheorghe George nationalized industries, crushed dissent, and imposed Stalinist repression. The feared Securitate, the secret police, emerged as the regime's iron fist. Yet George Dej wasn't just a Moscow puppet. He gradually distanced Romania from Soviet control, even withdrawing from Comecon plans and resisting Russian domination. When he died in 1965, he was succeeded by Nicolae Ceausescu, a man whose rule would define an entire era. 6. Ceausescu's rise and ruin. 1965 to 1989. Ceausescu's early years inspired hope. He publicly defied Moscow, condemned the Warsaw Pact invasion of Czechoslovakia, and opened Romania to the West. Leaders from Nixon to the Queen of England visited Bucharest, but power corrupted him. Ceausescu constructed a massive cult of personality, comparing himself to national heroes and divine figures. His wife, Elena, was promoted as a scientific genius, despite little education. He forced women to have children, banned contraception, and taxed childlessness. Meanwhile, he launched insane construction projects, most famously the megalithic Palace of the Parliament, while the population starved. In the 1980s, to pay off foreign debt, Ceausescu imposed brutal austerity. Electricity was rationed, food scarce, and heat nearly absent. Hospitals lacked medicine. The people lived in fear and hunger. The nation simmered with rage.
7. Revolution and execution, 1989. It started in Timișoara. On December 16, 1989, protests erupted over the attempted removal of a dissident pastor. Security forces opened fire, but the people didn't back down. The revolution had begun. Within days, mass uprisings spread. On December 21st, Ceausescu tried to deliver a speech to a crowd in Bucharest. For the first time in decades, the crowd booed. Shocked, he fled the capital by helicopter. He and Elena were soon captured. On December 25th, a hasty military tribunal found them guilty of genocide and corruption. Hours later, they were executed by firing squad. The dictatorship collapsed with a bang. Romania had liberated itself with blood. 8. Democracy in progress, 1990-present. The 1990s were turbulent. The National Salvation Front, a group of former communists, took charge. Protests erupted, only to be violently repressed by miners. Trucked into Bucharest, an event etched into memory as the Mineriads. Despite the chaos, Romania moved forward. Democratic elections were held. A free press emerged. Civil society began to grow. Corruption, however, remained a stubborn enemy. Reforms were often cosmetic, and politicians recycled from the old regime dominated the scene. But the future lay west. Romania joined NATO in 2004. In 2007, it became a full member of the European Union. Investment surged. Infrastructure grew. The digital economy boomed. Cities like Cluj and Bucharest became tech hubs, cultural centers, and creative magnets. Protests continued into the 2010s over corruption, with hundreds of thousands filling city squares. Yet democratic institutions held. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Romania faced immense pressure-strained healthcare, rising disinformation, but showed resilience. And with Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, Romania assumed a vital role on NATO's Eastern Front, proving its strategic and moral importance. Romania's modern history, a tale of burning borders and rising hopes, from principality to kingdom, from Axis ally to Soviet satellite, from dictatorship to democracy, it has been reborn more than once. It is a land of paradoxes, ancient traditions and modern innovation, stunning beauty and historical trauma, resilience and reinvention. Its people have endured empire, war, tyranny, and famine. Yet today, they build startups, stage protests, write poetry, and shape policy in Brussels. Romania is no longer just a survivor of history, it is a shaper of it. A phoenix nation rising from every flame.